Hello everyone and welcome to the second Crown Royal Truck Series test this off-season. Last time we were at Pocono, now we come to the short track at Memphis. 33 trucks in this test this weekend, a lot of drivers making their first testing starts, and we'll get those that information soon enough. But the clouds have set in. It's a colder day out on the track as the field starts to make their way out onto the track for their 30 minutes of testing. Got a couple new guys in the field today. See Jay Jefferson, last weekend's fastest in testing. He comes out, but we'll go ahead on through, starting off with number 44. That is Daniel Kobza in the number 44 truck for Untitled. And I'm going to take a quick pause here because I just realized you guys cannot hear the in-game audio. So there goes that. But there we go. Now you should be able to hear the engines. There we go. But Daniel Kobza in the number 44, he will be making his first testing start this weekend here at Memphis. A regular dirt track driver and driver from the DPDS last season for his own team, KRV Motorsports, will be joining Untitled in the Mountain Dew Custom Series this season, driving the famous number 44 for the team. So now Daniel Kobza making his first truck start for the team. He's made, I believe, one truck start before this, which was at Auto Club last season for the Will McNally Racing team in the number 15 Napa Auto Parts Toyota. But Daniel Kobza here making that first, and one truck's already around? Was there already a crash in testing? There's smoke down there, so we will go ahead and take a quick look at that. If we already had a crash in testing, that's going to be wild. The Memphis test there was the Memphis race last season was pretty wild as is. And yeah, two trucks go around as they're racing off of pit road. This started all the way back here between the Kamikaze Motorsports number 25 and the SBR 00. Alex Parker in the 25 making his debut in a truck. He drove the Molson Modifieds last season. And Antoine Smith, an MDCS driver for Evernham. They just come out onto the track. Neither of them want to give each other room. Parker pushes him down to the apron, and Antoine Smith and Parker both into the outside wall. Some damage to the 25 and some damage to the 00, but they will continue on racing around in this testing session. So two more inexperienced truck guys out here in this testing session. That's why you go for testing instead of during race weekends. You make your debut in testing just so you can get all the kinks worked out there. Antoine Smith, though, has some truck experience. Filled in for the injured Jake Galloway when he was injured at Las Vegas in the 84 truck. Ran pretty well at Auto Club. The rest of the field coming on out. And the thing you're probably going to see with these timing, with the fastest laps, is these guys will be, the fastest lap guys will most likely be on their own. As the track fills up, 33 drivers on this very short track is going to mean you're going to have a lot of this, just packs of trucks that you're trying to race through. And though that does help for learning the track and learning how to race at this track, it doesn't help for the fastest laps and trying to get those speeds down, as Morris just throws it on the outside of Luke Rainey in there in that 71, and he's going to possibly make the pass in that Shepherd Racing number 89. But you'll see some of the faster guys will probably be some of the early ones not in traffic making laps, and that is Daniel Kobza was up to the point, but now it goes to last season's winner here, Irving Allison, who went from 40th starting position down to first and won the race. He goes to the top of the charts, but oh my gosh, Adam Mitchell for BK Racing. He is in there in this 23 truck. He sets the fastest lap, and Irving Allison takes it right back. But that could be big for the 23 team and Adam Mitchell. A top 10 in the testing gets you some much-needed experience points that you can spend, and that could be big for this 23 team. And there you see Jay Jefferson third. Now Daniel Kobza taking it right back, but Adam Mitchell shooting up to the top of the charts. You don't see that often, especially for a BK Racing truck. Daniel Kobza there in second. A great run to start off with this 44 team, but oh my gosh, the DPDS champion, running much better than one of the Molson Modified runner-ups you see there. Adam Mitchell going into his 3rd season of DPDS competition, going to have some MDCS starts, possibly some truck starts for the 23 team, and I think after that, he might be a short track guy for this team. That is a great lap there, 23.738. Irving Allison beating everyone with a 23.672, but a very fast time for Adam Mitchell. That was fantastic, and we have the 01 was damaged, I believe the chat has said, so we're going to go ahead and take a look back at this. Depending on Memphis, it is a short track, and this track is kind of broken. It could be hard to... It could be a thing where the NSDCA will let you do a thing, and the 01 is not damaged. I don't know what you guys are talking about. 01 does not look destroyed there. I don't know what's going on there. But slowest now is Antoine Smith. 24.662, probably from the damage that he took racing there. And Brandon Morris goes up to 2nd for Shepard. A great run for that 89. Let's go. As Morris goes up to a 23.5. You got Anderson Reed, not a short track guy, but a super speedway guy. He's up to 3rd. Irving Allison's up there. Eli Bright going up. So Adam Mitchell starting to fall back, sadly. But I think that 23.7 might be able to keep him a top 10 run. You also got the 94. That's Dusty Neal this week. Kyle Corbin in the 19. Alex Peters. Jay Jefferson 10th. You can see that 48 truck. He's a strong contender on speedways, but it looks like already he's about 4/10 slower than Irving Allison at the short track so far. He has been in traffic, but that could just mean that this 48 truck could be stopped on these short ovals. But after the chaotic start to this session, 2 trucks spinning, bunch of guys topping the charts. Let's go ahead and talk about the new guys that are in this grid right here as they run. You got the number 94, Dusty Neal. He's making his first testing start. Logan Cloud was in this truck last weekend, or last time out at Pocono. Cloud in this number 94. I don't think he ran too well in it, but Dusty Neal, pretty good at the short tracks. Got a pole last season in the number 97 truck. I thought he was taking evasive maneuvers up there. He took the pole in the 97 truck. I believe that's what the equipment is inside this number 94 this season. But Neal, pretty strong. He was the forefront for Cloud Foster Racing operations last season, especially as Logan Bradley, who's now on Zachary Racing up in front of him, really did poorly. So Neal will be driving full-time in the Sundrop Cup Series. He was at the Pocono test last weekend, or last time out for that number 94 team. I'm pretty sure that's his number in SDCS, but he'll be driving this. The 94, I believe, will be doing a rotation of drivers. Logan Cloud is running the full season with the 70 of Pedal to Metal Racing and the 94 of CFRO. Adam Mitchell, we already covered. He's been coming out strong and throwing punches right away, but he's actually outside of the top 10 as I was looking at everyone else. Top 10 now, Irving Allison, Eli Bright, Brandon Morris, Anderson Reed, Jay Jefferson, Colton Lane, Dusty Neal, Sebastian Kookalon, the 98, that's Stephen Wallace Jr., and Daniel Kobza. So already Adam Mitchell out. These guys are running faster than I thought they were. And there's Zach Rogers for TSR Racing. Well, Texas Star Racing, not TSR Racing. He will be driving the Mountain Dew Custom Series number 9 for this team this coming season. But Zach Rogers in the number 21. He had a few truck starts last season, I believe. Didn't do much in them. He's right now 22nd fastest on the track. Not too fast, but he is behind the 89 and the slow 47. So he's just trying to get some experience in this truck. He'll be making some starts, most likely in this 21 this season. Coming on down, there's Luke Rainey, Brad Stover in the 53. DeLello will be full-time in that truck. There's Joseph Strigley making his first testing appearance, the underfunded 63 team, which might even look like this coming into the season. Strigley and the 63 team, they've pretty much been a backmarker team. They ran the full season, but DNQ'd many races due to not securing a charter. Happy to see him out here at Memphis. Looks like they're just trying to get some equipment, get some upgrades into this number 63 team, hoping that this season will be better. A smaller field that will be entering each race most likely with, I believe, a shorter field of full-time drivers. Could see Strigley actually getting up there and fighting for some good points finishes, better than outside of the top 35, I think, that he did last season. Going on through, Eli Bright, who's put himself second fastest. We're going back on through again. There is Alex Parker, who has already not made too many friends with SBR. Shade Eves already came off the box, went down and talked to Kamikaze Motorsports Dylan Jacobs, the team owner there. Looking further back, Cody Goforth, Daniel Kobza still up there. He's back. Actually, no, Kobza outside of the top 10. He's fallen to the 12th position fastest. Luke Rainey's jumped up there. Jesse Turner's jumped up there. And into the top 10, I believe the new one is Dusty Neal and Alex Peters, who have jumped up over Kobza. Looking back to the bottom, Eric Monaco, the slowest at a 24.3 compared to the 23.4 that Irving Allison is running. There's Kyle Corbin in the 19. He'll be driving the number 45 Mountain Dew Custom Series entry for Rockstar Energy Racing in the number 45. He's here in the 19, which will be a part-time truck, but running the full schedule. So most likely you'll see Priya McShane, maybe even Sebastian Kookalon. Well, not Sebastian Kookalon. He's in the truck. Might even see some of the Rockstar Energy Racing guys, the MDCS guys, which are McShane and Corbett. Maybe Gatlin Downey may be coming back for a couple of races. Who knows? But the 19 team, they did not perform well last season after Downey fell back. But Rockstar Energy Racing looking for a new spark this season, trying to get themselves into victory lane for the first time. Kyle Corbett, a very strong driver. He ran very well in the DPDS. Got 2 wins last season for Rockstar Energy Racing. That's their first series wins outside or in the NSDCA, but they have not won a National Series event yet. The 19 team just looking to get Corbett some experience this weekend. He sits right now 19th fastest with a 23.765. Roger Ray there. Aiden Smith, who really struggled last time out at Pocono, was the slowest truck on track for most of that testing session. I think he might have ended the slowest truck on track. And for Monster Motorsports, that's pretty shocking. This truck does not have as much funding as it had, and funding and upgrades as it had last season in that 05 truck, but they're hoping that they'll be able to improve. They still have to spend some upgrades this season, this offseason for the team, so maybe that'll all go into the 68 truck. Short tracks and road courses are his specialty. He struggles at the bigger tracks. That's why you saw slow. And Daniel Kobza, problems there. He has an engine failure as well. The 12, I believe that is Cody Smart, had a tire go down, so this could be big for the 44 team. An engine failure on the 44. No smoke coming out of it, so maybe they'll be able to try to diagnose it, but that is big for Daniel Kobza. Looks like that fast lap of a 23.7 is going to cost them big time. Might cost them a motor for this testing weekend. And there's Cody Smart. He had a tire go down earlier. Don't know when that happened. He's only 29th fastest. And Rockstar Energy Racing, not the best team in the garage. Solidly mid-pack, but have a couple good drivers in Cody Smart and Kev Shearer both coming up. We'll have to see how they'll do. He might still have the tire going down. He looks pretty slow out there, but as we cycle back through, there's Colton Lane in the 60. Looking for anyone else that's new to this testing session. Sam Picard in the 76. Larry Hagan drove the 76. It was not a good testing session at Pocono last time out. Was outside the top 20 in speed, but here at a short track with Sam Picard, a former CRTS winner in the number 77, the inaugural season of the CRTS at Iowa. It's a very strong short track and road course racer. Did not do well in DPDS last season, so don't know if that was actually his short track skill just failing or CFRO or what was going on, but he's not showing too much speed today. 31st out of 33 for the FPR team. Continuing to cycle on through, you got Stephen Wallace Jr. all over the back of Kyle Corbett. Anderson Reed up there. Irving Allison, fastest on track. The only one into a 23.4 second time. He's going to bring it down pit road for the first time. Going to take that to the attention of his crew. I don't think you got to make any adjustments. He's just bad fast right now. Colton Lane flies past Zach Rogers. The rest of the field sitting on pit road. Jose Perez was in that 35 as Picard's going to run it a bit wide. There's Sebastian Kookalon in the number 20, Sauber Racing Team entry, and of course they're taking a big risk. They've driven Alex Kraft for 2 seasons. Kraft has their only win in the NSDCA, but he will not be returning to the team after they fired him twice and brought him back 3 times. The 20 team, though, of Sebastian Kookalon has shown speed at the Pocono test, and he's 4th quickest here, so he could be a threat this season for some wins, maybe even a chase contender with that 10-car grid. Kookalon in that 20 team. Matty Porta failed to win at Sauber, but he's still up there in the Sundrop Cup Series for next season. Kookalon trying his best to work around Alex Parker without spinning him out like Antoine Smith did. They're racing right now 4th fastest. Alex Parker 30th fastest. That's something to see in this 25. It's going to be a full-time ride. I believe this is the equipment from the 8 truck last season from Texas Star Racing's Eli Bright 4th entry. But the 25 team really, really struggling today, especially after they have some of that damage. And team owner Diego Yepes called in to make sure to tell us that Colton Lane is actually in the 60 this week because he drove the 77 at Pocono. So this is his actual truck. You see the Vornado branding on that truck. They'll be sponsoring him for a good portion of the season. It looked like Dusty Neal might have shoved him up out of the way. And the other driver here, Monster Motorsports' number 77, is actually driven by Austin Johnson. He is now in that truck this weekend as he's actually going to pull it down onto pit road, and that's going to end his stint there. Irving Allison brings it back out, still fastest on track. Eli Bright, second fastest. A great run for the 8 team, and let's go ahead talk about Eli real quick because his career has been shaky at best, but it's been a wild road for this 8 team to get Eli Bright to where he is today. Started out at TSR in a part-time entry in that 82, split time between the Monster Motorsports number 43 and the Texas Star Racing, I believe, number 82 back in season number 3. And he was going to drive the 48 that Jake Galloway was going to drive in season 4, which won the title. But after Riley Spurleytube's injury at the Indianapolis testing, they called him up to the number 28 team. Brought him in there, and he went out and won at Richmond. He did not make it on a wild card slot, though, was outside of the top 20 in points heading into the chase race at Mosport, so he did not qualify for one, but he has a win in the CRTS. Last season was a big downturn in performance, especially with that 4th TSR team. He was chartered in, but it didn't really help him. He made every race, but still ran poorly most of them. Now this season, showing some speed as they got an upgrade to that 8 truck. I believe this is either the 28 truck from last season or the 84 truck from last season, but that is a big equipment boost to Eli Bright. Hoping to show that today. He's second fastest, even ahead of Jay Jefferson, who sits 5th quickest. Great to see there. There's Brandon Morris. And this testing, we got 15 minutes left. I've run out of things to say about many drivers, but a lot of drivers out here making their laps, trying to get a feel for Memphis as Irving Allison is all over the back of Dusty Neal. I don't think he likes that CFRO truck holding him up, but then Irving just backs off into the corner, allows Alex Peters to get to the outside, so I don't know if he's just messing around with drivers or really wants to get past that 98. Aiden Smith in the 68, he's just hoping that he can perform much better. He sits right now 22nd quickest, not too much better than Pocono, but this is at a short track. He's ahead of more drivers than at Pocono, so this could be a good show for the 68 team. It's a real, it's much worse equipment than his teammates in the 77 and the 60, but Aiden doing his best in his rookie season. He's skipping the from Molson Modifieds all the way up to trucks in an interesting move. A lot of teams and fans have criticized the move, but we'll see what Monster Motorsports can do to this number 68 team as it goes on. And Ethan Head in the 17, some of his paint schemes have been revealed this week. Happy to be getting a ride on a top team, though he's not really showing much speed. 28th fastest, that's pretty bad for SBR. But slowest on track right now is the 01 of Maxwell Phi. Did I see more smoke there? No. I thought there was more smoke there, but let's go ahead and take a look and see. There's Max. That's Matthew Brown in the 16. That's what Faye drove last season. Where is the 01 truck? Damage to Adam Mitchell. He might, if we can get to him. Adam Mitchell has some damage. We'll go ahead and take a quick look and see what happened to him there. As he has a tire rub in this number 23. We'll see what happened. As he was lapping around. Showed speed early on. He's fallen back to 14th quickest. So not doing too well, but he's doing great for BK Racing, but not enough to get him some points. And it looks like there's Roger Ray. Oh, he tried to get around Roger Ray and just floored it into the outside wall. So out into the wall goes the 23. That was about 13 minutes left in the testing session. And there we go. A couple more guys racing on around. So, Irving Allison, Eli Bright, Brandon Morris, Sebastian Kookalon, Jay Jefferson, your top 5 with Anderson Reed, Colton Lane, Dusty Neal, Stephen Wallace Jr., and Alex Peters, your top 10. Just outside of that is Luke Rainey, Daniel Kobza, who had a great start to this, Jesse Turner, who's doing very well in that 47 truck, if we can find him. Jesse, of course, Ditech Motorsports full-time driver in the Mountain Dew Custom Series, got the call up to the trucks from Onge Auto. They're taking a risk on him as their 4th entry this season, hoping to see Jesse Turner finally break out of the shell after an abysmal end of the season to the number in the number 29. He, I believe, almost fell out of owner's points for that number 29 team, or he did a couple times. It was just a horrible season for Jesse Turner, trying to turn that around now on a competitive team at Onge Auto. But as we go down the list still, Adam Mitchell, 14th quickest. 15th quickest is Roger Ray, as that 84 number moves from Texas Star Racing to Onge Auto, as you see right there. 16th is Austin Johnson in his first test of this offseason. Antoine Smith, who was in that spin earlier, he's back up to the 17th quickest position. 18th, Jose Perez, who will be driving with Wendy's the full schedule next season. 19th quickest, Kyle Corbin in the number 19. Great to see him up there. And 20th quickest, Cody Goforth, who has moved from Rockstar Energy Racing. He'll be driving full-time for North Border Motorsports after Stephen Wallace Jr. heads back to CFRO. 21st quickest is Zach Rogers, a Mountain Dew Custom Series full-time driver, just taking a couple laps here in the trucks to get him used to the trucks for his part-time schedule this season. Aiden Smith, 22nd, who really wants to show that he is worthy of a Monster Motorsports Truck Series wide. 23rd quickest, Brad Stover. Zachary DeLello will be driving full season in that number 53 truck. 24th quickest is Riley Spurleytube, showing much less speed than he did at Pocono. Must not like the short tracks that well. Joseph Strigley, 25th quickest. 26th quickest is Logan Bradley. Logan Cloud laughing at that one since they kicked Bradley off the team last season in favor for Stephen Wallace Jr. and Dusty Neal to move up into those Truck Series and Cup Series rides. 27th quickest is Matthew Brown. 28th quickest, Ethan Head, and a very poor performance for SBR Racing this weekend. 29th quickest is Rockstar Energy's Cody Smart. 30th is Alex Parker, which after that incident, they probably just had to repair the truck because they didn't have a backup. They are not doing too well. 31st quickest is Eric Monaco in the 72 truck. 32nd quickest is Sam Picard, and 33rd quickest is the 01 of Maxwell Fye, in a very bigger downturn this season in performance than he did in the 16 truck. Butcher Gatorade Motorsports, if we can actually pull up to one of their drivers. BGM has not really had the success in the trucks since Ryan Butcher left for Shade Burkhardt Racing. He's moving up to the Cup Series that you'll see at Chicagoland possibly tomorrow. But Matthew Brown, their prospect that has been in the workings for 2 seasons, he is a RBSTS Series champion. He is not doing too hot. 27th quickest for BGM. This might be an entire downturn in performance, especially with the swap from Ford to Toyota over the offseason. SBR will be helping them out through the season, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Matthew Brown struggling today, struggled last week, and so did Maxwell Fye. This could be a horrible season for BGM, but they do have 2 charters, so both of their trucks are locked in. Continuing on around here, the best trucks in the grid, those TSR drivers. Spurleytube running decently well, but Spurley and Jay Jefferson running very well. As Jefferson now to the top of the charts, Eli Bright has taken up second. Allison drops back, and it looks like 2 weeks in a row, Jay might be the fastest on track. That's pretty bad for everyone if he can even be the fastest at short tracks as well. And there goes Jay, top of the charts. Looks like he got some space there, was able to get some clean laps in, as there's a whole pack in front of him. Look at that, about 9 trucks in front of him. But that puts Jay Jefferson and Eli Bright now to the top of the charts. That's not good for the rest of the field. But Irving Allison still was pretty fast with a 23.497. Could be competitive, could be fighting Jay at these short tracks. But Jay Jefferson now up to the top of the charts yet again here at the CRTS testing, as he's about to turn Austin Johnson coming off the corner. All over the back of that 77. Jeez, I thought he was about to dump him. Antoine Smith is going to go to the outside, let him by. Kyle Corbett now going to hold up these 3 as they're trying, as Logan Bradley's pulling away, as they're trying to move on through. Austin Johnson in the 77 came up just short once again in the title hunt. Last season has come up. He has finished in the top 3 in the Mountain Dew Custom Series standings the last 2 seasons, so that's good to see Austin Johnson coming into this truck, into a good competitive team on Monster Motorsports. Could see some big things out of this rookie this season, as Logan Bradley almost gets wrecked by the 77, and now he's going to let Jay Jefferson by as well. 7 minutes left in testing. We'll just keep it on the top 10 to see if that will change, as Morris almost takes out Jay Jefferson coming back onto the track. Big pack of drivers here. Brad Stover, Eli Bright, and the 98, of Stephen Wallace Jr. And there is Alex Parker holding everyone up. 30th quickest to 23.971, a long way off of Jay Jefferson's 23.487. And there's the BGM drivers running right together as Maxwell 5 passes Matthew Brown. Some damage to the 76. Looks like he got into the wall as well. That's Sam Picard and then number 76 car. Adam Mitchell, not really improving, and I don't think we're going to see too many more times improving as they go on around. But the 47 team, the 21 team, those guys just making laps. Zach Rogers, 21st. 6 minutes left in testing. I guess we'll just go ahead and do a flyby as, again, I've run out of things to talk about. Testing, we still have, I believe, 4 more tests for the SDCS other than Chicagoland this weekend, and I believe 3 more tests for the CRTS, as well as Mountain Dew Custom Series testing, possibly coming up in the next coming weeks, depending on what Peter does. And as well, you got the RBSTS, or not RBSTS, it's not that anymore, DPDS and MMS testing. Those will be the week before Homestead. Spin again. It's Alex Parker once again, and it's off of the bumper of Colton Lane, and that is just horrible. Kamikaze Motorsports is 25, is getting absolutely abused out here in the number 25 truck, and that is his second spin down in turn 4. He's ran 55 laps and 2 spins. That's not really good. And it is Austin Johnson. Monster Motorsports is Austin Johnson. Goes for an absolute dive, drives through the 25 and spins him up. Colton Lane gets some damage in that. So some more rear end damage to that 25 truck. They're going to have to hammer out the sheet metal on that. And another spin for Alex Parker, not making too many friends out there. And, geez, this is not making a case for Molson Modified drivers to get some Truck Series starts. But Aiden Smith in that 68, he hasn't wrecked it at least. But Alex Parker, twice already, he's gone around in that number 25 truck. Heartbreak there for Kamikaze Motorsports. They're going to have to take back a couple pieces of bent sheet metal back home to that team. The rest of the field continues around. Not many laps left, or not many minutes left here. 4 minutes left in testing. We did see Zachary DeLello shoot up to the top of the charts at Pocono last time out, so maybe someone will be able to get up there past Jay Jefferson. But with all these guys in a pack, with most of these guys in a pack, I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's more learn how to race here and try to avoid what happened last season with, I don't know, there were like 10 or 11 crashes here last season. A lot of bunched up sheet metal. Not sure if this will be on the schedule this season. We don't know what the schedule is outside of Daytona is the first race, so we'll be waiting for that in the coming weeks. Hopefully we'll be able to get that schedule out for the teams, as Maxwell Fye is getting abused by Joseph Strigley. That's going to be happening a lot in the battle for 30th during these race weekends. Jesse Turner going to pass Matthew Brown on the outside. This 16 team, I know SBR will probably be able to come in and save Butcher Gatorade Motorsports and help them out a lot, but this beginning of the season might not be good. Matthew Brown, he was kicked out of the Smart Motorsports ride for not performing up to par for Smart Motorsports, and now he's over at BGM, so I don't know if that's going to be a really, really vertical move with both of those trucks being similar in speed down the order. Eric Monaco 31st and Matthew Brown only 27th. But with 3 minutes left in testing, we'll go ahead, just do a flyby here as we end this testing session. It was an entertaining test session. We thought Irving Allison could top the charts, but no, it's just Jay Jefferson once again as they are racing on around. Irving Allison had a very strong truck. Of course, SBR giving him some of the best equipment. Him and Alex Beniaco going to be the lead stars there. And Maxwell Fye gets turned by the CFRO truck. No damage to the 01 truck. But whoa! And Alex Parker, even more damage. And Maxwell Fye spinning around. This is going to be even more as he backs it into the outside wall. And Alex Parker, that truck is destroyed again. That's the third one. That's the third time he's been in an incident here at testing. And I'm not sure if it was the 94 or 98. They look the same. But Alex Parker, that's definitely going to total the truck. And that's done with that 25 team. I think at this point they park it. And Alex Parker, oh boy, that's not his fault. Obviously, that wasn't his fault. He wasn't the one that was turned. But both CFRO trucks are called back to the pit road there. I guess they're just going to make sure that they get those trucks repaired and off the track just to save themselves at the end of this test session. But we will go ahead, take a look. Cody Smart was also involved in it. Alex Parker, they brought out the backup. Don't get back out on the track, Kamikaze. Just don't do it. You've torn up 3 trucks already. Or maybe 2 trucks, because those trucks probably didn't have too much damage on them from the spin. But all right, let's go back and see. It looks like, if we can find where they are. There's Maxwell Phi. That's from the spin. Where are we? Did I go too far back? Where am I? Is that the spin? Yeah. Okay, so that's Stephen Wallace Jr. in the 98. He's all over the back of Maxwell Phi, and he's just going to get up. Phi went a little high. SWJ looked to the bottom. There goes the 0-1 around. He just spins around. But then as they come on down, everyone's trying to do evasive maneuvers. Great job by Rainey getting through, but heavy damage to the 25. Cody Smart and the 0-1 of Maxwell Phi also get damage in it. All of those guys, though, were pretty much outside of the top 25 in speed, so that's not too good for them. Stephen Wallace Jr., top 10, but heavy damage to that 25, and that's definitely going to be a total truck for Kamikaze Motorsports. 49 seconds left in testing. We've had an entertaining testing here at the end. Everyone just wants to junk their trucks. Austin Johnson looking to junk Jay Jefferson maybe, but this will definitely signal the end of testing if we can get back to that camera angle. So as we come to the end, 33 seconds remaining. Jay Jefferson, Eli Bright, Irving Allison, Brandon Morris, Sebastian Kookalon, your top 5. With Anderson Reed, Colton Lane, Logan Cloud, Stephen Wallace Jr., and Alex Peters, top 10 right there. And those should be the guys getting that extra bonus EUP for this offseason. And then you got Luke Rainey just outside of it. Daniel Cobbs put on a good performance. Jesse Turner as well, a surprising speed. And, of course, BK Racing, a big surprise right off the bat. Adam Mitchell went to the top of the charts at least once this session. You also got Roger Ray, Austin Johnson, Antoine Smith, Jose Perez, the 19 of Kyle Corbett, and not Stephen Wallace Jr., Cody Goforth, your top 20. Then Zach Rogers, Aiden Smith, the 53 of Brad Stover, Riley Spurley-Tube, Joseph Srigley, Logan Bradley, Maxwell Phi, not Maxwell Phi, Matthew Brown, Ethan Head, the 12 of Cody Smart, Alex Parker, who's torn up multiple trucks this session, then Eric Monaco, Sam Picard, and Maxwell Phi, your bottom 3. So as this testing comes to a close, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to this exciting test session here at Memphis. Jay Jefferson looks like it's going to close with him at the top of the charts, and Eli Bright in P2. TSR, top 2 for 2 weeks in a row. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys out at Chicagoland for the Sundrop Cup Series test soon enough. And Alex Parker, I think, just got into the wall once again. We might have to park him from racing this season. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. For the CRTS and the SDCS, we still have more testing, and the MDCS as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time on the NSDCA. Don't forget to sign up for the Butterball Clash on Peter's channel. It's recommended in my channel, so go ahead and do that, especially if you're in the Discord. He would love it very much. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time on the NSDCA.